Uh, Education, first of all, education is the top of the list. We have to once again build that village around our children. Um, we have to have those organizations. We have to speak to our children. We have to allow them to know what is safe, what is not. We have to join that buddy system again. Get in that buddy system. You know, we just can't stay in the house and hide. But we also have to know that when we go out, when we do things, we have to go, and not just two by two, because they're snatching us in groups as well. So go in a circle of a group of friends. You know, especially if you're going away, out of the country. If you're going out of the country, come on, you know, let's go in groups rather than traveling alone solo, because again, we're not just uh, abducting children. These are also women and men as well. So with the education, with the preparation, if you can take classes for self-defense, take classes of self-defense. If you are not licensed, you know, choose your weapon of choice that you are licensed to carry and to use, so that you'll have that. Carry pepper spray with you. Make sure you allow people to know where you're going. Someone should know where you are at all times. You know, if it's not a family, make sure it's a friend or coworker or someone, but make sure that someone can get in touch with you at all times. When you leave the house, turn your location on your phone so that people can locate you, and have that special uh, person there that can take the message and pass it along. You know, so we have to be vigilant about ourselves again and make sure that we are, and I know that's just the top of what we can do to protect ourselves. But again, the main thing is we have to educate our children. We have to educate our adults. We have to educate each other and uphold each other. So that would be my take on that one.
What we can do in our communities is gather, create. We need to create a list of numbers of who can help, because say a parent child is missing, they're thinking about work, they thinking about the child missing. It's so much that they're thinking about, and they could kind of just kind of, go into a whole panic attack. So we have to make it normal to start creating folders with all of our children's information. We need to have all this information about our children and their lives handy. We don't need to be at that moment trying to scuffle up what did they have on, or what kind of car do they drive, where is the picture at, just all this stuff. You don't have time to do all that because you want that's taking away time going to look for the child, or looking for the missing person. So we have to start creating networks of people that can help us do that. If you have a folder, you have that folder is ready, you have all the information, you can send an advocate to go do the work if they need to go to the police department, or if the advocate needs to go call other advocates while you try to get this together. So we have to make that normal of getting the information prepared before the crisis hit.
Never let your child leave home without knowing what they have on. And now, even with cell phones, it's so easy to maintain contacts with your children. I mean, Life 360 got a free app. So what? It may be a little intrusive because you get to see everywhere somebody at. The app actually tracks all those persons' whereabouts.
What we can do in our communities is gather, create. We need to create a list of numbers of who can help, because say a parent child is missing, they're thinking about work, they thinking about the child missing. It's so much that they're thinking about, and they could kind of just kind of, go into a whole panic attack. So we have to make it
I just want to piggyback on some steps that we can take when we have a loved one that is missing. The first step would be to contact law enforcement. We definitely, like Sister said, we definitely want to contact them because they have access to getting your child your loved one, not just your child, your loved one name onto these databases that they manage. We also want to contact our medical and our mental health hospitals. We want to contact the coroner's office. We want to contact the jails if it is a young adult or even a juvenile, but we want to contact all of these places before we start to panic. We want to do our due diligence before we start to panic. Lastly, I want everyone to go on Google or your local listing directory. Guaranteed there is a organization of some sorts that focuses on missing persons or sex trafficking. You want to get an advocate on your team when you have someone that you suspect that is a victim of trafficking or they are missing. The reason why I stress this is because sometimes when our loved ones are missing or our children are victimized, we can't do the thinking. I that term. We can't think of all the questions that we need to ask because our minds are preoccupied with worrying about the safety of those that are victimized or are missing. An advocate will have resources to get your name and your child on these different news channels. They will be able to reach out to other advocates that in the surrounding states because we know when it comes to sex trafficking, 9 times out of 10, your loved one is not going to be located in the state that they were abducted from. So, again, you want to make sure that you know who are advocates that you can call so that they can assist you with the questions. They know who to call to get your child on the news channels, they know who to reach out to for other resources. We
Have to
can't hear you.
unmute.
I said, you ex me then. First of all, I be on some other shit. You know what I'm saying? I just gotta be real with you. But me myself personally, I'm gonna get out in the community. Like she said, it's a network. Like where I live, everybody watch out for each other. Like I can have somebody can pull up in my driveway and the crackers next door gonna come out and greet me. So I'm like, hi, how are you doing, buddy? My name is so and so, so and so. You're here for Beverly. I'd be mad in a motherfucker. You know what I'm saying? But at the same time, I know they being nosy, but it's a good thing too. You know what I'm saying? So I can't be mad at them. It's like everybody got to look out for everybody. That's first of all, like neighborhood watch, like cameras in the neighborhood. Like I got that where I live at. You know what I'm saying? I'm gonna be honest with you. Shit pop off, I call the city. I'm gonna be real. I gotta be real with you. I got bad
Do
nerves.
it.
When shit go array with me, I call the city. I'm like, what do I do? And and she give me a line. She be like, Mo, calm down, breathe. You got this. You know what I'm saying? You secured. I'm like, yeah, you right. I'm that motherfucker. So I get in gear, you know. But
Okay, understood.
yeah, you just it's a network. You have to. It's about informing each other. We got to watch out. Like I used to hear the old folks say, "It take a village to raise a child." That's true. I didn't understand it when I was younger. I understand what they talking about now. Like now, somebody say something to your child, you get mad and you pull guns and you want to fight and da 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 da. Motherfucker got to come up off this shit, man. For real, folk got to come up off there. We got to look out for each other. The white folks looking out for each other. They got a whole system called the Amber Alert. Cause the little white girl went missing. You see what I'm saying? We got a system called Melanin Alert. Not that many people know about it. We can share it all day long. But y'all
tell us
still
more
use that
about
out.
that.
Y'all still use that Amber Alert. You see what I'm saying? And we got boots on the ground. It's us 5, 6. My bad, Dodo. It's us 6, but you know what I'm saying? We have backup. We got backup because we have other organizations. You know what I'm saying? I ain't gonna speak too much on it though. But we ain't out here by ourselves. It ain't like we, just going in us 6 and doing the rescues. Like we strategic with what we do. And I think everybody need to be that motherfucking way. Until then, these kids gonna keep getting abducted, men, women, and children. They're gonna keep taking our organs. They're gonna keep pimping our children and all this other man. The key word is alert. You got to be alert.